As I'm sure you're all aware, in Dr. Bev's class, you're going to be making an anthology and a literary magazine. When I took the class, we started out by making an anthology. This is my group's. It's called L, and it's a collection of sapphic love stories. Now, when we had first started making the anthology, we had a completely different theme in mind. We set out trying to make an anthology that was a collection of children's stories, specifically children's stories that were told from a minority perspective or that had a minority as a main character of the story. But once we started doing research, trying to find stories within the public domain, it became clear pretty early on that it was going to be hard to find enough stories to fill an anthology that fit that criteria. So after some more brainstorming, we decided to make a collection of sapphic love stories. We chose this theme because we know that LGBT storylines are getting to be a little more popular in media, but we thought there was still a gap there where a lot of LGBT storylines focus on male love, and we wanted to bring focus to female love. So we set about making this anthology. I was acquisitions, so I was in charge of, doing research and trying to find different authors and different stories that I thought would fit along with our theme. We ended up finding a lot of stories pretty early on, and we were very proud of ourselves ahead of the game, submitting everything early, doing everything right, when I come to realize that around half of the stories that I had picked out were actually not within the public domain. So we kind of had to scramble and not go back to the beginning, but it was a stretch where we had to really scramble and work together as a team to try and make up for lost time and get enough stories that fit our theme that were within the public domain. So when you guys are doing your own research, check out resources like Gutenberg, and I'm sure Dr. Bev has more, and really make sure that those stories that you're finding are within the public domain and that you can include them in your anthology. Another thing to keep in mind is, even though each of you has your own role within the team, don't be afraid to help each other. There's nothing wrong with a little overlap between all the different roles. So I was in acquisitions, and I ended up making that mistake, and my team members really stepped up and helped me find more stories that fit. And because we were in that time crunch, we all ended up doing copy editing, we all had a say in the design, and we really just came together to try and make the best possible product that we could. And this is what it ended up looking like. Here's the back with the list of all of our authors and our little ISBN. I'll just quickly flip through, if you can see. And although we had a lot of struggles at the beginning, we ended up making an anthology that all of us were super, super proud of. And we really put in the time and the effort to make it something that we would all enjoy. And you guys should too.